Welcome back to the channel, and for today's video, I've asked my Discord to draw by hand crazy concepts that they'd like to see me try to recreate in Scrap Mechanic. So I've selected a handful of drawings that I think would be interesting to try out, and we're gonna start with Brick Becomes Wedge by CrazyBird199. So according to this drawing, it appears that I should be able to take a boring old brick and turn it into a highly professional, aerodynamic, superior wedge shape with nothing but a single rotation point. So let's give it a try. So by the looks of it, in order for this to work, I'm gonna need to create the pivot point pretty much at the center of the brick, because the right side of the pivot has to be the same length as the left side of the pivot. All right, I'm realizing some limitations with Scrap Mechanic that's gonna make this slightly more complicated, because I can't really create a hinge like this that pretty much doesn't take up any space. So let me show you what I mean. If I just have a bearing right here and then I just rotate this 180 degrees, it is not going to rest on top of the brick. It is going to want to get back in line with the brick, which is going to cause a weird collision. So in order to create an actual hinge, I'm actually going to have a two bearing setup. So with these two bearings like that, if I rotate that 90 degrees and that 90 degrees, then what happens is you can see it'll go on top like that. But it's going to make it more complicated to get a nice smooth surface. Would that go all the way down to the corner? That would go all the way down to the corner. All right, so I'm gonna try my best to do it as smooth as possible, but because of the limitations of Scrap Mechanic, there might be some compromises that need to be made. All right, but first things first, I've actually got to use wedges to build this brick, because we need this part of the brick to have the illusion of being flush with the rest of the brick. So we're gonna have to go wedge to wedge here. It would be really nice to be able to have a hinge option in Scrap Mechanic, because if I want to create a hinge, I automatically have to create a wider surface to attach to a bearing. I can't just fold a single line in half like this, which would make it so much easier. Okay, I gotta admit the logistics of this is turning out to be way more complicated than I expected. Oh no, it's not gonna let me weld it like this. I might need to have it start in wedge form. Or, hold on, I can trick it. I can trick it into starting in brick form. Let me put these. I'm gonna have to create my own hinge, I think. I'm not sure if I can build an invisible hinge into the creation itself, so we might have to do it this way. Okay, there we go. Here is where it is going to end up, but let me go ahead and put it up. Oh, why didn't this has to go the other way? Oh no, what am I doing? Now, this is definitely a lot more complicated than I was expecting. It needs to start from here. Okay, so if that rotates 90 degrees, good. And then that rotates 90 degrees. Why is this so complicated? This would be so much simpler if I could just put a bearing on that apex right there. Maybe it's not harder than I thought, and my brain's just stuck in a box somewhere. And boxes are brick-shaped. So what I'm saying is this is all the brick's fault. Okay, but let's see what happens if I have it starting in wedge shape. So there we go. That's wedge shape. So yeah, this is the problem, is it needs to rotate about that point right there, but I can only rotate it offset from that point. So if I rotate that 90 degrees, I mean, that's like a... Which one did I just rotate? I rotated that one 90 degrees, and then I rotate the second one 90 degrees. Oh, that's the wrong way. Hold on, this way. Oh, wait a minute. Why did that work going in that direction? Oh, this is why. I actually couldn't place the bearing there starting in the other direction. I actually had to have it start upwards. Oh, it was as simple as I was thinking. I just started in the wrong direction. All right, but I'm gonna do something special here, so I guarantee that it spawns in the brick position. So now the issue I had is I cannot put a bearing right here, but that is where the bearing needs to end up. So in order to kind of hack this, I'm going to have this start in the upwards position, even though it's built in the horizontal position. I'm just gonna move it up, then I can put the bearing there, and then I will move it back down. Oh, but then I don't think I can weld this on it in the down position. Can I? Oh, that's the wrong one. Can I weld it? Oh, I can. Oh, there we go. Now it is starting in the downwards position. So then if I put both of these at 90 degrees, oh yes, I got it. So now you see when I put it on a lift, it's a brick. Okay, let's paint this up like the picture and put a switch on it so we can activate it and watch in all of its glory as we convert a boring brick into a superior wedge. All right, it is ready. This may look like an unassuming, completely normal brick to you if you just ignore the weird line in there and the different textures of blocks. But ignoring that, with the push of the button, behold, as the brick evolves into the legendary Wedge. And then I can go back to brick if you want it to go back to brick. But you don't want to go back to brick, you just want it to stay a wedge. I mean, when you see the transformation happen right in front of your eyes like that, it's just so much more obvious why the Wedge is the superior shape. So if you're as thoroughly convinced as I am, you might want to grab yourself some Wedge Gang merch to show your support for the Wedge. Link to the shop down below. Okay, up next by HackerMan. This is a Rube Goldberg machine of Seesaw hammers that eventually launches a seat, it appears. One hammer slams down on another hammer, which then subsequently slams up on a third hammer, which then slams down on a seat, creating a chain reaction to launch us up into the air, presumably. All right, so let's create a large base for us to build all this on so we can have it be a single creation. So I'm gonna have the first hammer start vertical, so that way it's in a good starting position to hammer down onto the subsequent hammers. All right, so there's one hammer, and I'm going to orient it 90 degrees to see where it will line up for the next hammer. And actually, you know what? I'm just going to copy this hammer. We need 3 hammers, right? Might as well build them all the same, just like this. All right, so now, yeah, this one needs to be shorter. Even in the drawing, it's shorter. There we go. All right, so this hammer is gonna have to not have much on the back side of it because it needs to be underneath another hammer. So this is gonna hammer up like that. All right, what if I get rid of this bearing and this bearing? Look at that, fantastic. Oh no. All right, I'm just gonna do a guesswork and weld right here. And it looks like, boy, how is this hammer? Oh, this hammer's gonna be propped up. I see. This is, why are these things, they look simple, like in the drawing, and then when I try to make it, it ends up being a lot more complex. I'll just spawn another hammer and replace the hammer side with a seat. All right, I'm gonna make this one a lot longer, so that way more speed gets translated into this seat as it goes on a wider circumference. Okay, so then I should be able to put a seat right here. Okay, so now I just gotta power it. And I think I'm just gonna, there's something that needs to come up from this side, and I think it's just gonna be thrusters. I'm just gonna put a bunch of thrusters over here, and we're just gonna give this thing all the energy it needs. There we go, and now it's actually starting to be heavy enough to bring that hammer down. Perfect. Okay, I get a feeling this is gonna get broken when I try to spawn it back. Oh no, that's not good. All right, I don't need any of this. Can I do that? Is this gonna work at all? Oh. Oh no! How do I set this up though? No, wait, I can do this. I just gotta do that. Okay, no, this one's gotta, here you go. I don't know what I'm doing. No, there's a way. Here, I just build this out. This one's a special one. You get special treatment because you're the first hammer. And we get rid of these supports. And then we just get rid of all of this. There. So now that one's not gonna have any issues. All right, so now, all right, I got it. So I just gotta, there's gonna be some setup to this one. I just gotta make everything here stay the right way. So now first, this hammer goes down. No, it should have been that hammer first. So first, this hammer goes down. Then this hammer goes down. Good. And then this hammer goes down. Right? There we go. So that hits that hits that. This needs to, how do we get this one to stay in like a, we can't get that one to stay in a more upright position, can we? This needs to go down. I forgot to unhook it. That's why. Okay, there we go. And then we put a seat right here. Man, this is getting complicated, but I'm gonna put the toilet seat on a cardboard block that is going to get shot with a button, because that button can not only activate that to disconnect the seat, but it can also activate all of the thrusters as well. And now I think this thing is ready to go. Okay, I've got it welded so it'll stay stable, and hopefully this, oh, hold on. This is going to need a little bit of a backboard here. Okay, so with the push of this button, I don't know how much energy is gonna transfer through this. Let's find out. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I'm gonna try one more time though. This time with even a couple of extra thrusters. Okay, and this time, I'm not even gonna weld it to the ground. Let's just see what happens. This hammer doesn't have as much momentum because it's hitting the ground, but I don't know. I'm not even gonna give this seat a backboard this time because it's less angled. Let's see what happens. In 3, 2, 1, go! Wait! My seat didn't even get disconnected. The cardboard's still there. What happened? I heard the spud shoot. Why does the simplest looking things gotta take the most troubleshooting? Last try, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go! My seats? Like, what? Is it hitting the toilet? All right, I'm gonna move that one forward. Maybe that'll save it. There we go. Things aren't really lined up, but yeah, I'm just doing it. Let's just do it. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. I went like perfectly straight without even rotating. All right, I'm calling this, it's not a failure. We pretty much did what the drawing said. We went about as high as the arrow indicates. We reached the top of that arrow. So I'm saying this was an overwhelming but disappointing success. Okay, up next by Checo here, it's something silly. It's called the car, but this is not a car. It looks like, basically a car has been smushed to just barely bigger than a single wheel. So I got this car right here. So I thought, how fun would it be to just cut out most of the middle of it so we're just on a single wheel and see if we can just see what happens. All right, so the trick to this is we still need the back and the front part of the wheel well, and then we're just gonna merge them together on a single point. So I'm gonna disconnect through here. Perfect. And then that one has the center point. No, this one, we need the steering as well. So I'm gonna disconnect through there. And then, oh no! Put this engine down, and then we'll remove the center point of these wheels. Okay, good. So now I should be able to weld this onto this. Oh yeah, look at that, perfect. Look at the, look, we're off to a good start already. All right, we got our brake lights and we got our headlights, but now we need this thing to be drivable. The problem is there's all this stuff happening under here, so everything I have to build on top of it. So I'm just gonna add stuff. All right, there's not a lot of room to really build this roof part, like at all, but I'm gonna try to make something happen. Oh no, there's an easier way to do this. There is room down there. Hold on, I just gotta remove the engine. Well, not remove it, but just change places. Because we can totally fit the seat somewhere in here. Oh my goodness, look at this, this is so cool. All right, and then engine, actually, there's still room for the engine up here. Okay, so what I've actually done is I've made the steering work in a way that I think I can still steer. Because when I steer to the left, just one wheel is gonna steer to the left. And when I steer to the right, just one wheel is gonna steer to the right. So, oh, hold on, I messed up the painting on the bumper here. All right, fix that real quick. Okay, so, this isn't working at all. All right, oh, there we go. Oh, I gotta treat this like a unicycle. Like, and actually kind of balance here. Oh, hold on. I need this to be, more responsive. Okay, all right, here we go. Look at that, we're balanced. We're going forward. Ah, too much. All right, just a little bit. Now if I try to turn to the left. Oh, I guess that actually works to turn to the right. Interesting. Come on, yeah, there we go. Pick up some speed, and then turn to the right. Oh, this is so hard. I just need to add some friction, some low friction blocks, just so that we can keep going while we drag on the ground inevitably. There we go, that should solve our problem, I hope. All right, now go forward. There we go. And then trying to turn to the left here. Oh, it's having a bit of the opposite effect sometimes. Is this the weirdest looking car you've seen today? It's the car. This is the car. It says so in the title of the drawing. It's the car, okay? So if you've ever wondered what would happen if you smashed the front and back of the car into the center and gave it only one set of wheels, now you know the answer. So I'm always happy when my channel becomes a vessel for vital and extremely life-changing knowledge like this. All right, let's find out what the next drawing is. This one's more like a cart. All right, up next, this one looks really simple in practice, but there's something I want to do with this that'll be like a really interesting physics experiment. This is by Garbuckle 3000, says nothing but wedges, a wedge made of only wedges. Now, if I actually try to build something this way, those wedges are not actually attached to each other at all. Those corner-to-corner contacts aren't actually attachment points that the game is going to register. But I think that's what's going to make this actually fun. Because what I want to do then is build that like this, and then I'm gonna delete the wall and let all of these wedges fall into each other and just see what happens. All right, so it looks like it is 4 by 4. There we go. So I'm actually gonna give myself a bit of a platform here. We're gonna secure the bottom set of wedges. So these top ones, once I delete this wall, they're just gonna fall. How do you think it's gonna behave? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. I was hoping they would like get all flush with each other and create a new shape, but it didn't end up happening quite that way. You know what? We can expand this though. Let's make this way bigger. This right here is the size I'm going for now. And there we go. Look at that. How many wedges is this? You know what? I can actually find that out pretty easily. That is 66 wedges. You know what? Let's get up to 100. All right, and top that off. There we go. How many wedges is this? 105, 105 wedges. All right, how badly do you think this is gonna lag out my game? Here we go, in 3, 2, 1. That was, oh, no, now the lag's happening. I was surprised at how smooth it was watching it all go down. But now it's laggy with everything on the ground. Let me do some quick cleanup here. There we go, no more wedges. But I did save it so I can do that anytime I want. You know what, one more. One more for good measure. That is pretty satisfying, but it does tank the frames. Okay, and then up last here by Durgus is a car that has segments that are attached by pistons. When those pistons extend, it makes the car curve, and in doing so, makes it be able to turn left and right. And there are detailed instructions with a key and everything here. This one might actually be one of the easier ones to build, despite looking a little bit more complex. But I think it'll be kind of cool to see in action. All right, so just as with everything else, let's start one segment at a time. I'm starting from the back or the front, I guess. This could be the front or the back. You know what, let me just duplicate this because it's literally identical to what I'm gonna be doing on the front too. So now we just gotta connect these together with piston segment things. Now, in order for this to work, I'm gonna have to have bearing here, and then blocks on the bearings, and then we got pistons, and then another set of blocks, and then another set, whoops, and then this leads into another segment. And you know what? Let me make this more streamlined by, so there's not gonna be these blocky corners. I'm gonna use these. These pipe pieces are gonna go much smoother being next to each other for sure. All right, then bearings under there, and then I can just weld this right back up there. All right, cool, there's one. And then I just do the same thing building off of this one. Put some bearings, put some pipes, put some pistons, put one of these things with some more bearings. And it looks like we have another too thick section. And then we're gonna lead into the front part. And of course, we just do the same thing here with a set of bearings, or a set of pistons and bearings. All right, and then I just weld this onto here, like that. And I think we're pretty much good to go. I go ahead and put a seat on the front. I'll put the engine in the back. Engine powers the wheels. All right, let's see how it drives. Oh boy. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no. Wait, if these are just free bearings, this is what happens to them. That was kind of an unexpected result. I don't have the pistons powered yet, but there's still a weird, there's like wishbone effects happening here. I should have seen that coming. All right, so let's power the pistons though. This is gonna make us steer to the right, and then this is going to make us steer to the left, which is a little bit counterintuitive since they're in the opposite sides. So if we wanna go to the left, we actually want this one to steer us to the left, that one to steer us to the right. All right, so now, ready, and turn to the left. Oh, that actually worked really well. I need to go way slower though. All right, let's have a more steady speed. Here we go. All right, so there's that unintentional turning going on. But here we go, turn to the right. Look, that works beautifully. Even despite the floppiness, the turning works great. And then turn to the left. All right, I can control pretty much anywhere I want to go with this. Here, I'm gonna drive underneath the hammer thing. You see, the problem is just when they go back and forth, it also turns me a little bit. All right, can I fit under here? Oh, I did it. I actually didn't think I was gonna be able to fit. But we have control, as you can see. This thing works. It doesn't quite work how I was expecting it to work. I'm not sure if there's anything I can do about that unless... I wonder if I put an electric engine on here and I attach this electric engine to these bearings, it should keep the bearings still. And I'm hoping that the pistons are going to be more powerful than the electric engine's ability to keep them still. So hopefully the pistons will override it. Oh, max connections reached. I'm going to need another one. Now let's see if I turn left. Ooh. Ooh, I think I just solved it. So now with those held rigid by the engine, now we don't have that floppiness going on. And now it works exactly, pretty much, as the drawing advertised. Oh boy. It's got a little bit of flipping issue. That's just because of the wheelbase that I built. It's not meant for these speeds. There is a little bit of misalignment that happens when it tries to straighten back out, but it is pretty much straight for the most part. Just slight alignment issues. Doesn't really affect our function at all though. All right, that works great, but what happens if I'm gonna set these up to max. They're on minimum right now, and it's like the perfect turning radius, I think, for like a natural feeling turn. But what if we put them on maximum? What's gonna happen? Ready? Oh boy. I'm just literally trying to eat myself. I'm a snake. Now I'm going, I've circled all the way around back to straight. We've turned so far that we can go straight again. All right, let's bring it back here. Bring it on back. And now we're not exactly that straight anymore. Okay, it backfired. The engine thing backfired now. You know, given the way everything else went in this episode, I'm surprised at how well this one actually worked. So did you have your favorite drawing that became reality in this UDrawI build? Let me know down in the comments below, and make sure you're subscribed and join the Discord if you want to have a chance to participate in future UDrawI build videos like this. If you enjoyed this, you'll probably enjoy some more UDrawI builds, which I have put in a playlist right on the end screen here, so you can watch all the other crazy drawings that I've turned into reality in Scrap Mechanic. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.